What are some terrifying human body facts?
Your body will dull the pain until you get somewhere safe, at which point all hell breaks loose and you finally realize you're severely hurt.
Tumors can have hair and teeth. I think I've worked for a couple of them.
You can get an aneurysm at any time, no matter how healthy you are.
Locked-in syndrome is a thing. The affected person is fully aware and unable to move anything except their eyes. Unless they get total locked-in syndrome, which paralyzes the eyes too.
If you are unlucky enough, you could lose your ability to fall asleep at all. I think it's called fatal insomnia. It starts as regular insomnia that gets worse and worse until sleep medication doesn't do anything anymore. You never sleep again. There's no cure. All you could do is wait for one of the slowest deaths ever. All our bodies are fighting off blood cancer all the time. Immune system kills spontaneous blood cancer cells every day. Immune system kills spontaneous blood cancer cells every day. All of your bones are wet.
It's possible to vomit feces. Bowel obstruction, ileus.
You can get vitiligo at any time. I'm in my early stages and I can't do anything about it. Just watching my skin lose color.
If your Achilles tendon ruptures, snaps, it sounds like a gunshot and is incredibly painful.
You can have a stroke and not even know it unless you have a brain scan. Lots of little mini strokes you don't even know about till boom, one kills you.
Prions. Just prions, man. Google them or don't. Just prions. The mouth is by far the dirtiest part of anyone's body. Even more than the anus.
Pancreatic cancer could be growing for decades before suddenly shows itself with painless jaundice. From that point could have less than a year to live.
Although rare, it's possible to contract a brain-eating amoeba, scientifically known as Naegleria fowleri, from inhaling untreated tap water, i.e. from your shower. Death after infection occurs 97% of the time.
Your muscles are far more powerful than you think. There is just a governor of sorts that prevents you from going full strength. Because your muscles would break your bones. There are certain nerve agents that can turn this governor off and literally kill people with bone-breaking muscle contractions.
Anesthesia awareness is a very real possibility. You can be aware and in pain during surgery but unable to move. It's also possible that you may not remember it happening until you start having flashbacks and nightmares about it. If you laid somebody's large and small intestines perfectly straight on the floor, they would die.
Cancer is a disease in which some of the body's cells grow uncontrollably and spread to other parts of the body. Cancer survival rates are the thing that will scare you. I am in there. Never Google your own condition. Cancer is a disease in which some of the body's cells grow uncontrollably and spread to other parts of the body. Cancer survival rates.
Thrombocytopenia ~. It is extremely low platelet count. What causes it? A million things. What are the symptoms? Tiny purple spots on bruising and you feel tired. What does it mean when you have it? You can bleed to death internally from bumping against the counter. My doctor told me I could literally bleed to death from a paper cut. But I'm feeling much better now.
I think if I am not wrong, That your body has more bones when you're born than when you're an adult. It's like a built-in jigsaw puzzle.
Your immune system doesn't know that your eyes exist. If they ever found out, they would destroy them. This is called immune privilege. The fastest killing virus takes around 4 days to kill you. That would be Ebola. Your immune system can kill you in 15 minutes.
Nightmares can induce seizures. You can experience such a traumatic brain injury, physical trauma, stroke, illness, to the point where you are still capable of consciousness, but lose the ability to distinguish faces, including those of your loved ones. The condition is known as prosopagnosia.
https://www.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov/books/NBK559324/ https://www.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov/books/NBK559324/ IDKY, but I find it kinda freaky that the heart never stops pumping. Like from the moment we're born to the moment we die. It's just a constant movement.
Bell's palsy. Totally random. Rare condition where your nerve dies and one half of your face is paralyzed. Happened to me overnight. Thought I was having a stroke. Most recover in a few months, but some people never do.
We all have mites living in our eyelashes. They remove dead skin.
Well, just this week there was a woman, local, in her late 20s who died of a toothache. She had posted on Facebook about needing a dentist over the weekend and decided to wait till Monday. Sunday morning she was gone. The infection went to her brain.
Leaving this here for my fellow hypochondriacs, warning them to turn back now.
The number of bacteria on your body is about the same as your own body cells.
Stabbing a person feels exactly like thrusting a spoon into a carton of ice cream. There are skeletons in your body right this moment. There are skeletons in your body right this moment.
I noticed this after my abdominal surgery. When I turned over in bed, my guts seemed to fall from one side to the other. Mentioned to my doc and she confirmed it was my bowels rearranging themselves.
You can set a fingernail on fire lighting a candle. Did this today. And it burned fairly quickly but did not smell as bad as burnt hair or flesh. No nail enamel. Either.
The spinal cord is scarily easy to access once you get through the skin, fat, muscles of the back. Just pop off the lamina and boom. Direct access to the dural sac holding the spinal cord. Thankfully, the fat and muscles take quite a bit of work to get through.
Before opening this thread I thought it was gonna be shit like, your eyes are always seeing. Even when you have them closed. They're still seeing. It's just too dark. Not shit, that's turned me into a hypochondriac. Vaginal myiasis. But I wouldn't Google it if I were you.
Trying to scare my friends with these, so make them good please. Folded hands, folded hands.
There is a rare skin disease called nevus comedonicus. It comprises of groups of pits filled with black keratinous plugs resembling blackheads, with inflammatory acne lesions developing later. Lesions may develop any time from birth to middle age, but are usually present at birth or develop before the age of 10 years. As far as I know, you can't really squeeze them out, but if you do, it hurts and it will regrow in a short period or time. It also left tiny holes on the first layers of your skin. Nevus comedonicus. Nevus comedonicus.
Female bodies perform abortions all the time. Many fertilized eggs don't stick to the uterine walls and are flushed out of the woman's body with her period. When two people mouth kiss, they create a very long tube with a butthole on both ends.
Your internal organs have nerve endings and can feel extreme amounts of heat. You can also burn internally from fire affecting an external part of you. Your internal body heat raises and it feels like searing hot pains in your organs while not being able to breathe. Your bones even feel it. Oh, and another thing, bone hurts when you try to scrape it.
I'm a few threads in and I'm having a stoned panic attack because I'm reading these and very aware of my ribs. Commenting to come back tomorrow.
A thing I didn't know until it happened this last summer right after I turned 30. You can just develop epilepsy. And the type of seizure and where it happens in your brain affects what happens during the seizure. And not all seizures are the go unconscious and shake kind. You can be aware during them. It was already mentioned in another comment. But SUDEP, sudden unexpected death in epilepsy, is where you just go into a seizure and never wake up. And people who have seizures in their sleep are most at risk. Only because I recently had 2 patients diagnosed with these syndromes. Both require immediate medical care. Both are treatable but can cause long-term complications. Guillain-Barré syndrome. It's rare. But basically your immune system attacks your nerves, paralyzing your entire body, usually after a viral infection, such as the flu or COVID, although the exact cause is unknown. Stevens-Johnson syndrome. Also rare, but it's a skin and mucus disorder. Often a reaction to medication or infection. Basically it causes your skin to break out in a painful rash and blisters. Can cause your skin to necropsy.
Almost everyone has Demodex mites living on their faces. Under a microscope they look like toothy alien worms. Fun times. There is a 1 in a million chance that your brain can randomly develop a prions disease. So you could basically die of mad cow's disease without ever having been exposed to mad cow's disease.
Your immune system can blind you.
Your immune system doesn't know that your eyes exist, and if it did, it'd think they were external threats. Neutralizing the threat. That would make you blind. And yes, I know this is a common fact, but I don't have any other ones.
Every time this question is posted, I tell myself not to click.